Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, and welcome to Cannon Fodder featuring Guna Matters. And we are streaming simultaneously on the Tuesday night show. And this will be broadcasted every second Tuesday. We've got Seema in the house, we've got John in the house, and we've got Des in the house. Seema, you're the only lady. How have you been, and how are your health? Is it very good?
Yes, very good. Thank you very much. Now that I've come off the Saturday game into last night's game, so I'm feeling so much better.
How's the ticker, John? The ticker is the. Are you still okay there, bro?
Sorry, mate.
Is the heart still okay? I mean, the blood pressure and all that with all the games that we've gone through.
I take it in my stride now, mate. You know what I mean? Every game's another game with Arsenal. You never know what's going to happen, do you?
Yeah, no, for sure. And there's the enforcer. How are you, bro?
I'm
Is
good,
your
mate.
heart
And
okay?
just for the record, I haven't got a heart, so I wouldn't know.
I
You
don't
not hear
have
the
a heart.
ticking. I've got a clock.
Tick, 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 tick. All right, guys, let's get into it. It is the Tuesday night show, so let's get into it as hard as we can. And I'm gonna share a video or a slide as I normally do. That's the Tuesday night emblem or badge or what you want to call it. Just quickly go in. Yeah, just quickly. Saturday. Is it Saturday or Sunday's game
Saturday.
between Bristol City and Arsenal?
It was Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday, that
That
was
was a
Sunday,
very
yeah.
also a very hardcore game. I was also on the edge of my sheet on that. And John, you like to watch the ladies as well, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was in Liverpool this weekend, mate, so I didn't see much of the football. But yeah, I like to follow the ladies because of all my daughters. They're all gooners, so I like to get them into the women's game. Me, I follow the scores. I can't say I'm an expert, but I follow all gooners, you know what I mean? And it's great that the women, it's fantastic that the crowds are getting. It's unbelievable, do you know what I mean? To
Yeah,
think
yeah,
to think in my generation they weren't even allowed to play this at school. It's unbelievable, really, you know. But
sure.
all good. It's great to see them flying.
And Seema obviously has met a couple of the ladies team. Seema, did you watch that game?
I didn't actually catch the game, but I watched the highlights of it, and I thought, wow, they played brilliant.
It
And
was a
those
very good
goals were
game.
amazing.
It was a
Um,
very good game.
That McCabe, she's fantastic, isn't she? That
she's
Katie
brilliant.
McCabe.
Yeah,
And it's good to see Beth Mead back.
yeah,
Yeah,
And Miedema get
yeah,
about
Oh,
got
yeah,
about
Miedema's back
10,
as
10
well. Yeah,
minutes.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, she
yeah,
got about ten minutes. Yeah.
yeah.
That was just something for free, a recap of that game. It was very nice. It was brilliant. They also came back. In fact, no, we scored first, and then Bristol City obviously
Got
equalized, and both goals was scored by McKay, by the way.
McCabe.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was brilliant. All right, this is the team that was played um, last night.
Mm-hmm.
This is the team, am I right? Yes, it
Yeah,
was Raya, Rice, it was
Yeah.
Raya, White, and yeah, that is the correct team. John, let's start with you.
Oh no,
What,
yeah.
what, what is this team? We missed it somewhere. Something we missed in this team, and I couldn't put my finger on it last night. So I thought I'll ask you.
Cheers for that. Uh, well, to be honest, right, I was surprised to see Jorginho in the team, but I thought he had a great game. Do you know what I mean? I thought he had a really good game. He was probably underrated, but he did add a lot to the game. Didn't really weren't really seen by the eye. He makes himself busy, puts himself all over the place.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think he done really well. First half, I weren't best pleased with it. I thought, yeah, it's all right. They planned for a draw or what? You know what I mean? It weren't seemed a bit subdued. It was. I never felt threatened myself by Seville. they're a decent team, but to me, they're just a mid-table Premiership team in my eyes. That's my opinion. But
Yeah.
second half, yeah, obviously Arteta had words, and we flew straight into it, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? A great goal got us off to a flying start in the second half, and then Martinelli's goal. Jesus, great little touch by him, great turn. Do you know what I mean? But Martinelli showed true composure to score that goal. It looks easy when we're watching it on the TV or in the ground, but there's a lot of pressure on him, and he showed to me. I think I've been saying for a couple of seasons why he need a striker, why he need like a main striker, because to me he's got all the attributes.
Yeah.
And we let him back in the game, didn't we? It's a bit silly. We let him back in. It made it a bit hard for ourselves as usual, but to me, it was comfortable. And as I say, Arteta, I can't knock him. His substitutes seem to be working at the moment. A few seasons ago, he was putting on subs and nothing was happening. No game was being changed or nothing. I see a few people moaning about Eddie last night. He came for 15 minutes. I don't know what they want him to do. He's probably told to sit back. They don't want to get in a position where they're going to lose goals. So I'm not sure what people want. Some people are never happy, but personally, great performance, solid professional performance, and I can't knock any of them. I thought Jesus was man of the match personally.
Wow, that is a big shot. Yeah, and then of course there's your take on what happened in that first 11. Was that a strong 11 against a very, very well determined team of Sevilla? Sevilla was very, very disciplined in most parts of that game, especially in the first half, obviously.
Well, for me, excuse me, I'm worried about Partey. I don't. He's just so injury prone now. He's got a permanent sick note. So, Jorginho, I wasn't surprised to see Jorginho in the midfield, to be honest with you. Raya, I'm still up in the air about Raya in goal. If I'm honest with you, I don't think Ramsdale's done anything wrong. And he was flapping last night. I mean, I was a bit worried about that. But for me, man of the match, because John basically said it all, so I'm not going to repeat everything that John said. But for me, the man of the match goes for 3 players. One of 3.
Okay.
Jesus, Declan Rice, and I've got to say, Tommy Asu last night had the game of his life. He was doing everything.
Yeah, he was solid, man.
And he was in other places. Do you know what I mean? Declan Rice he just commands that midfield and he don't mind defending either, does he? And then obviously with Jesus, you've got that ball he put. I mean, John hit the nail on the head. That ball he put through to Martinelli was sublime. Absolutely. And his own goal was a good goal. His own goal was a good goal as well.
Yeah, it was.
I am just 2 more points. I'm slightly concerned about Saka at the moment, and I'm Odegaard's biggest fan, but at the moment he's having a bit of a crisis, and I'm fed up with these flip-flop Arsenal fans that keep getting on his case, because what a lot of Arsenal fans don't take into consideration the work rate that these players put in. All right, they may not always play the perfect pass. They're going to make mistakes, yeah. But the work rate that these guys put in is unbelievable. So that's basically, I mean, the goals were good goals. Yes, we had a moment of madness a moment where we fell asleep and they scored. And yeah, they were trying hard in the second half to get a draw, but we got the job done. So there you go, Ben.
Seema, before you put your points across in the game, how was this guy? Hey man, the jury is still out on him for me.
You want me to convince you, don't you? Because you know that I'm a great advocate for him.
The question is, Seema, can you convince him? That's the question.
Well, I mean, okay, look at the comparison, right? For starters, right? Last season, we only had Ramsdale. So whenever he did something wrong, who are you going to replace him with? No one. The mere fact that we have Raya and we have Ramsdale, everyone's shouting. I mean, how do you know how Ramsdale's going to be in the next game? They
Yeah,
are
yeah. No,
they are only doing what their manager is telling them to do. Be it the odd, obviously, Valverde didn't tell him to punch that ball like that. That nearly went into his own net.
oh,
But
net.
yeah, so and
Seema,
go on.
sorry. In Ramsdale's defence, yeah, Rambo's defence, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet. He got us to where we are. If it wasn't for Ramsdale, we wouldn't be where we are.
100%, 100%.
That's true. That's the absolute truth.
So we're what 8-9 games in. We have Champions League this season. We had Europa League last season, and Raya's in there for that. He's taking us as well.
Oh no, I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying is that those that are all getting on to Ramsdale's back and everything, you make a fair point. Do not get me wrong. He's got us to where we are. He was part of the team that got us to where we are. And are we playing the same sort of football that we were playing last season? I don't think we are. It's not as fluent.
No. Okay, so when you look at the games, we're reacting as and when the game's happening. What we're not looking as the tactical side that Arteta's playing, which he's changing within the game, which is what he didn't do last season.
Okay, fair point.
I think you're
I mean, when have you seen?
General, aren't you?
Sorry?
I think you're speaking more general as the Arsenal fan base. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. I actually know exactly what you're talking about. But I think you are speaking more general as the Arsenal fan base. Do you know what I mean?
They're the ones who are jumping up, aren't they? They're the ones who are saying, we want Raya out, we want Ramsdale in. So they're not actually looking, or oh look, Odegaard hasn't played well. Oh, what was he doing there? What's that? I mean, why is no one saying why was Tommy up front? Why? Because it works. And it only works because he's changing the play within the game.
Yeah.
Seema, I'm not disagreeing with you totally.
I know.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
Let me be the devil's advocate.
Yeah, go on, as always.
Your first point you made is that what was your first point again? The things that Raya as not Raya, that what's her name has done last season.
Ramsdale.
Yeah.
So that's just it. Ramsdale has made mistakes, and Ramsdale has kept us in the game, and has brought us. He's part of the team that has brought us to the second place, and most of the time we were on top. So yes, he made crucial mistakes. He made crucial mistakes that brought us obviously to lost points and that sort of thing. It's no difference to what Raya has done. So I mean, Raya has also made in 9 games. I think 3 or 4 games of those 9, he also made mistakes so early in the season, so that can break his confidence. I mean, the manager, big ups to Mikhail, that's giving him that confidence to stick him in the polls again, game after game. That should build his confidence. But on the field itself, that to me is a bit of a concern because he's done it now. I think 4 games in a row. He's made mistakes that almost led to goals or mistakes that has led to goals. That to me is no different to what Ramsdale has done last season. I get the fact that he's brilliant in the air, he's good with this and he's good with that. That's better than Ramsdale. But if he's going to be dropped, like you say, that there was nobody to drop Ramsdale to bring in somebody else, there is somebody now to drop Raya to bring in Ramsdale. But that's also, again, I don't disagree with everything that you've said, but I do have this thing in my mind. How long is it going to be for him to cost us in order for the manager to drop him? That's just
Can I make one quick point before John says anything? Sorry, John, but can I make one?
No, you're all right. Carry on.
Can I make one quick point?
Go for it.
I respectfully disagree with you, Glenman, because I'm sorry. When Raya came in, they said, his ball distribution is better than Ramsdale's. No, it's not. No, it's not. I haven't seen Ramsdale kick a ball and it goes to another player in the other team like I have with
That is exactly my point. What I'm making is there's so many hype about Ramsdale not distributing good. Ramsdale is not coming for a ball the way Raya is coming for a ball when there's either a set piece or a corner. So I mean, what you've been saying is what I'm exactly alluding
Okay, then
to.
I take back what I said then because I misunderstood. I apologise. But
Yeah.
all I was going to say was the ball distribution. Reyes is not better than
No, it's
Ramsdale.
not.
You know, so
Seema, sorry, you can continue, John. Before that, your take on the 11 and the game and how it was. I mean, before you don't give your prediction that you gave to me because I've asked for each of you your own prediction. I will get to that still. So just talk about the game in such.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like to me, it was great to see them working, and it was great to see the tacticals. Actually, now that I've been looking at it and studying it, I'm looking at the game differently. I'm not looking at it as the general fan. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, this is what he's doing. Oh, look, there's Tommy over there. Oh, look, and things like Ben White doing his run around Saka. No, it wasn't going apart from that one time when he did do it, and which led to the second goal.
Yeah. He was out of position, correct? Huh?
Yeah. So, and they did exactly that on the previous game on Saturday, which
Yeah.
led to that goal. So there's things that are going on which we're not seeing properly because we are so fanatical about Arsenal that we just want to see them win, score, and
Okay, so any one of you can ask John. You can also ask, what will you change with this first 11 or this 11 that played?
What will I change?
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it. They won, didn't they? They got the job done. I mean, probably not the team I would have picked. Yeah, probably. But as Seema says, we're fans. Arteta's the manager. Let him do his job. I think I would have probably stuck with Havertz actually, because, like I said, they put him in, and they've taken him out, and
would you have taken
his
out?
confidence. If you ain't going to stick with someone from the beginning of the season, then I don't see the point of it myself personally. He's a Champions League winner. He's scored in a final. You can't do no better than that. But I don't know if he's injured or what, or I don't know.
I think mentally he's more adaptable to a game, brought on the second half.
Yeah, same me.
He doesn't start off well.
So that would make
if Arsenal would.
Sorry, John, go on.
If Arsenal would have lost, he would have got the blaming for coming on in the second half.
Yeah, but look at the change he made at the Chelsea game.
They won. They won. No one says anything, and he improved the team when he came on. But he won't get no credit because he's Chelsea. So
exactly.
Jorginho seems to get a buy on that one. But yeah, can I just go back to that Raya situation quickly, right?
Sure, no problem.
Ramsdale, he has been my favourite. I ain't going to deny it. I can't see no reason, no difference in the two keepers at the moment. It could be a mental thing with where his missus had a baby in it, and they had a miscarriage. You know what I mean? So it could be a behind the scenes thing. You don't know. They seem very friendly. I will say, I used to play and goal. There ain't no such thing as a number 2 keeper. You've got a second keeper and a number 1. At the moment, Arteta's number 1 is Raya. And because I'm an Arsenal supporter, I've got to get behind Raya and say Arteta's got to stick with him.
Yeah.
Because if he drops him when he's having a bit of a bad patch, straight away his confidence has gone, So he still ain't got the European experience as what Ramsdale. Well, Ramsdale is only just getting the European experience, isn't he? In the European Cup, but in my mind, I cannot see one is better than the other. To be quite honest, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to me, they're both kind of number twos.
Here's a question from Emerson. Sorry, there's.
That's all right. I'll wait.
Before you answer, you can go for it quickly.
I was just going to say.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, do it. Yeah. Do you
No,
want me to speak?
Say. You can
okay.
speak.
I was just going to say about the Havertz thing, right? To me, he's an impact player, and our bench has now got impact players on it, like Trossard, Havertz, Eddie. But I think we should. Last night when he took off Jesus, I would have tried Havertz there, because I noticed again when Tommy Asu got up there and headed it down to Havertz, and then Havertz give it to Martinelli and he scored. Yeah, that Havertz seems to like that area, and I think he should be tried out there. Please carry on. Sorry, that's all I was going to say.
Cool, no worries. Emerson, good evening to you, and evening to Alex. You said earlier on is that do you all agree or disagree that the goalkeeper coach as small when the analysis and Mikhail and Albert have backroom staff have meetings after every match at the training ground? I'm not sure. What does it mean?
I don't. I personally think that they discuss as the game goes on. They have tactical discussions as and when it's going on. You can see it because they've got their iPads there. He goes back and he talks to them.
He writes down
they're doing it on the go now. And that's exactly what Pep did.
Yeah, but surely they have the game plan, they have the strategy, they have the tactics in place. But as they see it doesn't pan out as what they've maybe decided or discussed, they change and tweak it a bit in the game, isn't it? So
yeah.
So let's go to the score line that was given. I've asked anybody. Unfortunately, Des didn't send me his prediction yesterday.
I didn't see it, mate. Sorry, my bad.
No worries.
I would have gone 2. I was going to go 2-0 Arsenal, by the way.
Okay, so here's the thing. John gave me his 1-0. I also took 1-0 because I said it into last week's Monday night show, so I'm not going to change my thing. However, Seema sent me a prediction, and I'm going to leave it to her to tell you yourself what the prediction was.
So my first prediction was 2-2. I was going for a draw because I thought it was going to be tough. And also, I had my emotions very high at the time because of the Chelsea game. So I just kind of lost my confidence in them a bit. And then, literally, I think it was an hour before the game.
An hour later,
I changed it. I messaged him out. I'm going 2-1. I think we're going to win. Because I saw the teams come out, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's a good team. I think we're going to do it.
And how spot on is that? Eh? Well done, Seema. Yeah. It was very, very heartbreaking to see they gone and score that one goal. But again, I thought it's going to be a 2-0 and it's going to keep it that way. And unfortunately, Jesus couldn't defend that goal there.
Yeah, but again, taking him off, I think it was another tactical move. He didn't want him to get further injured. I think Arteta is now taking those on board of what happened with Timber. He does not want to have that repeat. So he takes the player off a lot quicker now.
Yeah, good shout. So, John, deserved 2-1, obviously. It should be a deserved 2-1. We should have obviously kept it at the 0 for them.
I felt it was a comfortable win, to be quite honest, even when they got 2-1. Do you know what I mean? I personally, watching it, didn't feel threatened. They had a good spell when they got their first goal, and they threatened a bit, but I sailed along. We was too good for them, man. I mean, Sergio Ramos was probably still their best player, and our whole team now, you know what I mean? But
39, isn't he? 39?
He's 30-something.
Fair play to him, man. I didn't realise Jesus come off injured, man. I'm a bit worried about that. Do you know what I mean? But that's a muscle injury. But I think they said it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's just hope it's just a knock or something, and he'll be back. Uh, Going back now, right? This number one, number two business, it's a bit boring now, I know. But Arsenal got Sheffield United, right? Ramsdale
Yeah.
should be in goal. Simple as that. If that's what they're doing, a rotation system.
Yeah.
Stick Ramsdale and go. Give him a game. Give Raya a break. It's an ideal game because if we don't beat that lot, well, we have got problems. But no disrespect to you, lot, Sheffield, but we should walk
Before we
over
go
them.
to
Huh?
Before we go to the next segment, I just want to put this up there. This was the Monday night show of last week, and I think Apollo 2-0, Glenn yeah to 2-1, and of course there is my score of a 1-0. So yeah, that was basically just that. So yeah, let's go to the next segment quickly. To get my bearings in a row here. So this is something that's really uh, it's on my heart, and it's something that it shouldn't have happened. The Chelsea game, 2 for Chelsea, 2 for Arsenal, and what a game it was from Chelsea. Chelsea outplayed us. We deserve a lose in that game. We don't deserve a point. Don't you think, Des?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, right? Let's break it down right from the word go. The Saliba arm thing, I've seen him given, and I've seen him not given.
Not given.
So what is a handball these days, right? Okay, we'll leave that there.
We're getting to that still, yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave that there for a minute, okay? So Mudryk then scores, right? He could have done that another 100 times and not hit that once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how lucky it was. Okay. Now, then the goals, obviously, yeah. But then there's this one point as well. Arsenal should have had a penalty because when their keeper came out to get a ball, which he totally missed. What are VAR watching? He totally missed it and he clattered straight into Jesus. That's a penalty all day long and a month of Sunday. Okay, I'm telling you now, we should have won that game 3-2. They were lucky.
Yeah.
All right. You could say we were lucky too, but end of the day, we chased the game and we got a point.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes the rub of the green. You know what I mean? So, to me, Arsenal should have won that 3-2. Straight up.
I totally agree.
That should have been a penalty all day long.
Yeah.
Yes, Emma, you were saying?
I totally agree with that. I don't understand why it took them so long. The game continued. They got the ball to the other end, and then they come back to it. How's that work?
But also, Seema, they let the referee decide whether it was a penalty or not because they brought him to the screen.
Yeah.
It wasn't VAR going, it's a penalty. They said, come and have a look. And then he decided that, but he didn't see it the first time. So
No.
how do you justify that? If you don't see it the first time, the game goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know what they're doing. I just don't know what they do in that VAR room. My mind boggles, man.
So while we're talking about the handball situation, we obviously are going to mention it. So yeah, you can see it's a couple of snippets and handball situations. Now the two at the bottom, that is the Bournemouth Arsenal game. I think that was last year, where in that same game there was 2 handball situations in that game where we didn't get a VAR call because the whole scenario was that the proximity. The close proximity of the player, as you could see that big picture where Garnacho from United against Spurs now earlier in this season, that is the exact epitome of BS because Howard Webb came out, or somebody, I think it was Mike Dean, or somebody came out and said after the game is that the close proximity of that particular shot, if you could see, I'm going to try and move that screen, that one there. That is the one that they said the close proximity is the reason why the penalty was not awarded. But if you look at our one, if that was too close, look at our one. Our one is even closer. So, I mean, how could that be a penalty and the one of United is not a penalty?
I'm
So
going to say
how
something. I'm going to say something that's going to be very, I don't know,
controversial, I'm sure.
Or controversial.
debatable. But did you not think that he actually headed the ball into Saliba's hand? So he
That
knew he would
is
get the
exactly what
penalty?
happened. Yeah, that
Yeah,
is
but
exactly what happened.
there's no
So
way Saliba could have got out of the way of that. No way he's gone
exactly,
through that.
exactly. So it was the Chelsea, it was his fault for doing it, but yet VAR deemed Saliba responsible for it.
Here's Seymour,
You
I
know,
can
look,
even
you
add to
can.
that. I can add to that because
Yeah.
even Gary Neville said, as an old defender,
Yep.
you go forward. You don't go forward and chuck your arm out like that. You go forward like that for leverage, for
Yeah.
momentum.
Yeah,
He
because you
got
want,
caught
and
out of
also
the momentum.
you use your arms to lift yourself up to
Exactly.
jump.
Exactly.
So it's a natural thing. It wasn't deliberate, and I think they used the fact that whether it was intentionally done or not. So they deemed it intentional.
Yeah, that can't be also intentional because the law doesn't say that you will be a penalty will be awarded because you intentionally go and
Yeah.
handball the reason for that there is also that was said is that that header is on target. But if you I went back and I looked at the Garnacho shot, that's also on target. And the player, I mean, look at Romero. He's in an unnatural position with his arm out, and the ball hits his right arm, and that ball is also going into the post. Whether the keeper had to stop it or not, we don't know. Whether Raya would have stopped the header from Mudrik, we don't know. So there's so many controversial or contradictory situations where they call it is a subjective decision. Subjective, it is a lot of bull, isn't it, John?
It's an
Whatever way you look at it, lads, and ladies, it's just the VAR ain't working, is it? Like all the technology in the world is meant to eradicate human error, but here we are. It's even worse. Do you know what I mean? It's 10 times worse in the situation. They still can't work it out. Like what I'm saying. What the hell are they doing in that VAR room? What are they looking at? What is the actual point of the VAR? Do you know what I mean? I
Well,
I
can't
wish
get
they
it.
would release the audio.
Yeah,
The
releasing
thing,
audio like we do. Yeah, totally. John,
yeah,
you're making
well,
us.
I'm not
That's
sure
what
what
they're
they're
doing.
looking at. I think they've got a film on or something.
Yeah.
So under the Freedom of Information Act, can they release the audio if we request it?
Well, they
Yeah.
should do, shouldn't they?
The thing is,
But the
Probably
thing
after
is,
after the fact, yes, maybe.
the thing is, right? The laws are not clear and not as
no,
clear as crystal. They can be
there was mud, mate.
interpreted in so many different ways. It's so confusing for the refs. It's confusing for us. The beginning of the season. Let's be fair. Who knows what the rules are? Could you actually say hand in heart, you know what the rules are? I couldn't tell you
Chuck
now.
it up in the air and see where
I
it
used to
lands.
be. I used to be a Sunday league ref, right? And let me tell you, these blokes out there now, they're no better than the Sunday league refs. I'm telling you, because the Sunday league refs at least are like giving it an honest go. These guys have got everything in the world to help them out with, and they're still getting it wrong. So,
Yeah.
Because
God
they
help
weren't
Sunday league refs.
it's because they weren't getting punished. They're not getting punished. They've only started punishing them
There's
now.
no accountability.
No, no
There are no
We
accountability.
could have a
laws
whole
themselves.
program on this. There's no accountability with this
And-
VAR, PGMO.
Also, wasn't there the rumour that they were apparently going to give Arsenal an apology for getting
They're
it
still
wrong?
we're still waiting on that apology.
Still waiting. It's
Seema,
not going to
that don't
come.
give you, that
Yeah,
don't
did you
give you
get any
3 points. Don't give you
Did you
3
get any
points.
points for that, Seema?
No, you
Yeah,
won't.
don't give 3 points.
So this is what that was said. Why wasn't it given? While the case, sorry, it's not this one. Yeah, while the case for a spot kick seemed fairly obvious, it was likely adjusted that Romero wasn't in an unnatural position, and his proximity to Garnacho's strike convinced Oliver not to award a penalty. And VAR saw no compelling evidence to obviously overturn that. And it's exactly the same thing that happened to a
What a
what's his
lo-
face
That's
what a
just
to
load of
pure.
snot.
That's pure
What a load
waffle,
of
man. Pure waffle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously this looked so much familiar to the first game of the season up until the ninth game of the season, don't you think? Um, there's
Also
the
Australian rules
goalkeeper,
football.
Onana, the
You
exact
hit the
same
nail on
thing.
the head, Des. That is Australian rules football, 100%.
Right. Right. Can I just say something just quickly? Last time I was on the Easy Talk, I was with Tony, the legends, Tony, the pugilist, right, and Isaac. And we were talking about, with Alex, and we were talking about a match. And I said, and it's still true today because we're doing it now, we're talking more about the referees and the decisions that are made than the
Yeah.
actual game.
It's
And that's
killing
where it's
football,
from.
man. It's killing football.
Yeah, that's
For
where it's from.
sure.
We should be, you know, yes, we've got to air our grievances and we've got to get it off our chest. But that's because it's being forced upon us. We shouldn't be coming on these shows as a group of people, a group of fans, and going, "Oh yeah, it was a great game, but look what the ref did." We should
Yeah.
be talking
It's,
about.
it's becoming acceptable. They've got no accountability. Nothing ever gets done. You get an apology. Someone higher up has got to take this further. You know what I mean?
It's criminal.
Yeah, but
Maybe
also
they're
John,
deciding the league. Maybe they're deciding
yeah,
who wins the league.
yeah. But
Basically, I think
John,
they do.
I think we as fans, I'm not talking about Arsenal fans or City fans or Spurs fans. We as
Mm.
fans of football, we
Mm.
have to come out and continue talk about this until something sort of comes a light comes on in their brain, or Howard Webb, or I think Howard Webb um, should rather leave if he can't change the mindset of these referees, because I think there's 16 referees in the Premier League, and 16 of those referees are they too little to obviously assume to resume games and perfect the law, but not have it subjective, because like you said earlier on, you perceive to understand the rule to be this, but on the day on the pitch, your perception of that rule that's been subjective is totally a whole lot of BS, because you can't be subjective of something and not bring it across in a game setup. Look at this year. Um, I'm gonna read out what was said. Where is that part now? Sorry, there's it. This is the game that has been referred to in the Manchester United. Yet the game was overshadowed by controversy as Kavanagh and the VAR official decided that Sanchez's late challenge on Gabriel Jesus didn't warrant a penalty. The challenge was very similar to Onana's against Wolves and the opening weekend of the season, and Webb apologized to Wolves fans for failing to award a penalty in the 1-0 defeat. And this is the thing, is that the analyzing of Onana's challenge, Webb said Onana jumped into the Wolves player and is this jumping up and not into Onana. That is now the Wolves player. So it's not two players coming together. It is one player going into the other, and therefore he should have awarded a penalty on the day. And that's the exact same thing that happened to Jesus, and we did not get a penalty for that. And that is things that loses us a game or lose points. And even though we don't deserve to win the game, like they said, the last couple of minutes, we obviously pushed to get a win and we didn't, because of a stupid mistake like that.
Can I just say something about the referee again? I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I saw it. It was Howard Webb and Paul Merson talking about, you know, the handball.
Yeah.
And Webb kept saying, "We can't change the law." Well, hold on a minute. You're not policemen. It's not law. It's rules. Rules can be changed. There's nothing about law. It's got nothing to do with law. It's about rules, and rules can be changed. And every time Paul Merson or anybody questioned him about it, he just kept saying, "But we can't change the law. It's not a law. It's a rule, and rules can be changed." It's a load of rubbish.
For sure.
It's pretty bad. It's better that they're told
they're changing them themselves during the game, aren't they? Do you know
exactly, exactly.
Without even changing.
The rules are being changed to suit. It makes me wonder. You know how all these players are getting done for betting on games, guys? I bet there's a few refs out there that are chucking a tenner on.
Well, they already had them at Barcelona, don't they?
Exactly.
And if I'd known,
I wouldn't put it past them.
I'd known that being a ref would have been that I get flown to Saudi or the Middle East or anywhere in the world to ref a game and then get flown back and get paid for it. I would have done my refs course, 2 decades ago.
It's very dodgy. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'll smell a rat.
I reckon.
Hang on.
You've got to keep an eye on Ladbrokes now, right? Because you've got to watch if a referee is walking out. You know what I mean? Arsenal against Chelsea, 2-2.
They want to check a few of their bank accounts after every game, didn't they? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what they want to do.
Exactly.
So there's so many things happening in officiating, and I mean, is what Emerson said earlier on, is that there was a lot of penalties incidents over the weekend, and all were given as the new law states that if your arm is away from your body in an unnatural position, the penalty obviously gets awarded. But it shouldn't be like that.
But how do you interpret an unnatural position? Seriously, if you had a solicitor, that's what I mean. Anything. That could be anything.
Need to ask.
You get a good solicitor, tear that apart.
We need to tell the refs that they've got to run with their hands down the sides.
So
see how they do that. Yeah.
So this is not natural. What you see here is not. That's not. It's unnatural. So you can't award a penalty because it's unnatural, isn't it, sir?
Kick the ball what the ref said and see what he does.
Do you know what it is as well, guys? What they're missing here, it's all about the way it's worded. It's the terminology.
Exactly.
Football is a game. So a game has rules. A game does not have laws. This law, chuck it out the window. It's a game. It has rules. And rules, as I stated before, and I'm enforcing it because I'm bringing it, right? Rules can be changed.
Yeah.
And
can be changed.
Yes, I think they are. In the ref's handbook, you will find it is called the laws, but I know what you're saying, mate. It's just
it's just a different word,
It's all about terminology.
That's all it's about. That's what I'm saying. Everyone can interpret it different. That's where it's wrong.
Is there any other sport where the rules are laws?
This, for example, right? You got 40,000 people that can see it is or it ain't a penalty. You got 4 geezers watching a screen, and they're telling you it ain't. So come on, something ain't right here. You know what I mean?
So I've alluded to a scenario just before we went off on this law and thing. So Seema, this is my suggestion, and I mean, it's so bizarre to think that the fans, whether we are rival fans, if that specific thing was reversed against the team that obviously were awarded the penalty, if Chelsea considered that penalty, what would they have said? So therefore the fans need to stand together irrespective whether you benefit from it or not. That's the only way I believe. Sorry?
It's never going to happen.
But we have to stand together. It's a love of football.
I get that. Because we don't want to be discriminated further on. But when you're in that game, no fan's going to say, I didn't see the Chelsea fans going to say no way that that was a penalty.
Klopp didn't say nothing, did he? He took the result against Tottenham, and when it went for them against Everton, he didn't say nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's down to the managers. They should be sticking together and get it sorted.
Yeah.
They should all get together and say, this ain't right, because we don't know what's going to happen from game to game.
John,
They won't take no notice of the fans or refs, trust.
The refs
Geezer, you've been a Sunday League ref, you said, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
You never got paid, did you?
Sorry?
You never got paid, did you? As a Sunday
No,
League
you did get paid, yeah, you got paid, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not life-changing money, is it?
No, bloody beer money, mate.
Yeah,
I was getting 30 quid.
So exactly. So you'll turn up at a pitch, right? And you will do your repping duties, and then you will do it to the best of your ability. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You just do. Yeah. You enjoy the game. You do it for your own ability.
These guys are getting paid too much. Then these professional referees are getting
way too much,
and it's going to their head. I'm telling you,
it doesn't matter if they're getting paid too much. Put it this way.
You know what? I tell you what, though, going back to the whole fans thing, we are very civilized, us fans in this country. Imagine if you were out in South America and the ref had done that. Probably get shot.
They'd kill you.
Yeah,
trust me.
We're quite a civilized, fan
I mean,
base.
look what happened to the English referee that did the final, or not the final. Yeah, it was the Europa final.
Yeah.
Where Roma and Jose Mourinho as sort of threatened him.
What's the Colombian football player who was killed because he missed a penalty? Do you remember? Was it something silly like that?
Yeah.
He missed a penalty.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Fans has the power. I mean, if fans had the power to stop the Super League, or not stop the Super League, more to delay the Super League, these things can happen because in that instance, it won't change the mentality perhaps, but we can say that we've tried to fight for something, because like they said,
pressure on them. We can put pressure on them to maybe take the law word out and just keep it to the rule book.
And not do it subjective, just do it as per what the law says. It's either black or it's either white. Finish.
Yeah.
What will happen?
Yes. Same for
sorry, John. Yes, Jace?
I'm going to say, what will happen, right, to change it? There is going to be one hell of a mistake made. There's been some bad ones already, but there's going to be one made that's going to cost relegation or a league and thing. That's what will change it. Nothing else. It's all about money, right? The fans ain't going to change it. We've moaned for about 3 or 4 seasons. No, they don't care. It's in the paper. It's on the news every week. The geezer comes on that. They come on that ref watch. That's farcical. I can't even watch it. Just like it's embarrassing to watch them. And the guy just backs the refs up. Do you know what I mean? A little click. They've got a little old gentleman's click. They've got it sus between the lot of them.
Smoking cigars and having a brandy. You know what I mean?
Mate, I'm telling you, I like a bit of their Christmas party this year.
It's like what Mike Dean said, is that he didn't want to. There was a scenario where he and I think it was Oliver, or not Oliver, somebody, where Mike Dean was at VAR and he didn't give or didn't award something because of his mate
being a fan,
being the referee.
For saying that,
there you go.
He should be sacked for saying that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The fans have got no say in that whatsoever.
Or maybe we should have VAR as a totally independent body outside of any football thing.
Totally.
But now, do you think? I mean, there was also talks about ex-players to become VAR operators, or VAR operators, if you call it that.
I don't think it matters. I mean, come on, anyone can see the game. Us 4 here can sit in that VAR.
If you're watching the game, you can't get it wrong. If you're watching the game, you cannot get it wrong.
No, you've got a pause. Exactly, you've got a pause button.
Yeah. I mean, they can't even be bothered to draw in the offside lines, Glenwyn. This is see what this does. VAR has.
So
Hold on, John. 1 second, John. Yeah,
Go on,
VAR,
yeah.
right, as basically is a way for the. Excuse the way I say this, but it's a way for the referees to turn around and stick two fingers up at the fans, because we're not, as Seema said before, right? We're not hearing what's going on like you hear in other sports, right?
No.
If we were hearing what they were saying to each other, they wouldn't be able to do these mistakes.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it's their way of sticking their two fingers up at the fans and going, I know something you don't know.
Don't
Do you know?
know.
Is that
Yeah.
it's childish, it's petty, and it's stupid.
Even when the linesman's having a conversation with the ref, what are they
Right.
saying? Oh, I think I'm not sure. It might be, might not be.
yeah, and I think that was one of the games over the weekend where the linesman alerted the referee to say there's a penalty. The referee didn't award a penalty, but the linesman award. I think it was against the Aston Villa and West Ham game. I think I'm not sure, but one of the games over the weekend. So simple things, and yes, the thing. Simple things has been taken out of the game. There is no more simple. They complicate everything. Everything is complicated, and then the question remains: what is a handball in a penalty box? What?
Gareth, do you know
Go
what? I've got another theory as well, right? That this is great for the TV people. They love it. It's more advertising revenue. It's more time wasted. There's more products shown on the on the billboards and all that. Look, I'm really got a conspiracy theory here because I can't see why it's being allowed to go on every single season. And it'll go on again this season. We'll all sit here moaning. I'm telling you, nothing's going to happen. Nothing.
But you do know, right, that the TV cameras have their own mics as well set up around the stadium.
Yeah, of course.
So they pick up what they're talking. They will pick up what the linesmen are saying or women are saying.
They knew it as soon as they can, Seema, because they don't want you to. I mean, the TV.
It's recorded. It's recorded. It's in their archives.
Yeah.
When that ref goes up and looks at the VAR thing, why don't they have a TV camera set up in that VAR room to see what they're doing? They can't get away with it then.
You're right, John, because in rugby, right, they actually got a camera in the room where they're making the decisions, and the guy is talking to the ref. He's talking to the camera going, right, slow it down, speed it up, whatever they need, right? And then he passes it down to the ref. So he's as accountable as the ref is. But in football, get it, mate.
But they watch it on the big screen. They were watching it on the big screen, not on a small little TV.
Yeah, and this is what Emerson's saying.
How are they getting it wrong?
This is what Emerson's saying, is that they should introduce a review system, as both managers should have a minimum of 3 reviews each half, where they can look at each major incident, but that may happen next season as they have experimented. So that happens in cricket. In cricket the captain and the bowler and the wicket keeper. Those are the 3 people on the field. For argument's sake, if the bowler thinks that he has got a LBW, perhaps, you will confirm it because they will say, how's it, or whatever the case, and they will confirm with the wicket keeper and give the captain, let's review it. And they will then review it and go through all the rigmaroles and what they do, whatever. And then they have also, I think, 3 or so reviews per innings. But there's so many things that we can introduce, and it's got a long way still to go. VAR can work, but it's the people
we won't be leaving the game till 6 o'clock on a Saturday. That's the problem. All this.
Yeah, I've got a quick question.
I can see it happening.
I've got a quick question, right, regarding the Saliba handball from Mudryk, right?
Yeah.
How many minutes did it take to stop the game? It was a good 3-4 minutes before they stopped the game, maybe even 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was quite a long time.
How many times did he watch it in that 5 minutes? And you're telling me it took him 5 minutes to decide whether it was a handball or not? What, did he have a manual there? Was he flicking through the manual going,
in his ear?
Handball? What is a handball?
It was in his ear.
The thing is, VAR, they look at it is if it's obvious, right? What is that
Mhm.
thing they say? If it's it must be obvious, whatever.
The,
Um,
the,
and that is not
I've
obvious,
worked it out.
because if you can't make a decision, yes, the ball struck his hand, but you can't make a decision by looking at once or twice. That took too long in order for him to be told in his ear, this is what happened, this is what happened, that is what happened. you
but
Yeah.
you can't make a decision based on it. If it's not clear and obvious, there's the phrase, clear and obvious. If it's not clear and obvious, then give the defender the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. So
Glenwyn, in the VAR room, right? Just say there's four of them. I don't know how it works. But do they all vote on the decision and it's got to be an overall sort of majority? Or is it, if there's
I've
2-4 and 2 against the handball, how does it
No,
work?
they can't vote because it's a rule. The rules say something, so they need to go. They need to obviously unpack the rule in the instance. So Michael Oliver will go to the screen, and the VAR, whoever, say for argument's sake, it is Des, the enforcer. He's a VAR referee, and the two of them will have a decision, a discussion, and whatever VAR sees and whatever Mike Dean or Oliver sees, what he saw in real time, he can't obviously go back to that now. But now he's looking at it in slow motion, and they will have a discussion, and they will then agree, conclude on something, and say, "But this is what the law says, and this is what I think should be done." And
Did,
whoever makes that final decision, and that's going to be the awarded decision.
didn't was it Allardyce that brought it up and saying, was it that? Was it him that brought it up in last week's game? Why did the ref have to go and see a frozen image on that screen, which already gave him the idea that he had to.
To go, yeah. So,
uh,
but he
Exactly.
still has the decision to make, whether he goes to the screen
Yeah,
and
but in that
overturn
right
his
before
own
in that
decision.
position of the tackle or of him hurting the player, straight away he's been told, well, that's it. That's what you got to go for.
Lemon, I've worked it out.
Yeah, but there was incidents, Simo, where the referee had made a call on the field, and he was told by VAR to go double check it, but he still stuck to his original decision. So there was no overturn. So he still has that power to say, but I will stick to my decision that I've made on the field. He
Yeah.
still
I've
has
worked,
that power.
Lemon, I've worked it out, right? If they keep it to this referee fan club, the who are doing it now, yeah, they need an idiot's guide. And what I mean by that is they need diagrams.
Idiota.
Right? They need diagrams on the wall of the VAR office of what is a handball, so they've got a quicker reference, so they can go, yeah, it's handball. It's on the wall. It's on the wall. It's
Yeah.
handball. Yeah, right, referee. Yeah, it's handball. Give them a penalty because they can't watch the screen and make their mind up. You might as well give them pictures. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no,
Oh,
look, I mean, there's so many things. There's so much discussions to be had about VAR, PGMOL, and
Did no
all
one
sorts of
think?
things.
When we start this VAR, we are going to be wide open to scrutiny. Did no one think that? Did no
No,
one
look, I
think?
mean,
Hold on.
it's been what, 5 years now, 5 seasons in.
why
Yeah.
can't they just use the same that the World Cup uses? Simple.
Yeah.
It's a
So
different company, isn't it? So I suppose they've got their different ideas, whatnot. And
Someone's got a backhander to get this one in. It just doesn't work so
oh,
simple.
100%, man. 100%.
It's become a
oh
laughing stock
my
of the game.
word.
It's become the laughing stock of the game.
And by the way, going back to the whole Partey thing, you do know that he's having a baby as well, right? His partner's having a baby.
Ooh,
Oh, it's
Partey.
not. Oh, right. Okay.
No, well done.
Baby girl. So
Oh, bless him.
Hey, these Arsenal players must keep, yeah.
no,
Well,
isn't it what
Now we
Arteta
know
wants
what they
though?
do
Arteta
while
wants them
VAR's
to be
going on.
settled, have families, so they're not going out and about on the town boozing and
do you think,
getting in trouble.
do you think VAR will be at Partey's birth going, oh, no, that's not gone right. No. Do you know what I mean?
Handball.
Yeah.
Handball. Yeah. That's a high foot. No,
Hey,
it's not
hey,
like
guys,
that. Don't
behave. Guys, I think we've
Nah,
come to
congratulations, party, and
yeah, we've come
Lambo.
to an end on this one. It was so, look, there's still a lot of things to be said. There's so many things that we can discuss, and an hour is just not enough about this particular thing. But this is what I want to do, and I wanna give tribute to Howard Webb and Michael Oliver.
I'll leave him the show. Oh no,
Oh.
That's all right. I'm staying. I'm giving him a. I didn't get a red card this week. I didn't get a red card. Well,
Yeah,
No,
so that is
you've got to do it. You've got to say you are fired.
my tribute to Howard Webb, PGML, and the rest of them. You've got a red card. There's no foul play in the Premier League. There can't be. No, there can't be.
I don't know how to take that seriously. I really don't.
Yeah, look, I mean, John said early on about Arteta, we are Arsenal fans, we are football fans. We gotta have to rather do something about it or just follow the process, unfortunately.
I'm a wolf. I'm not a sheep, though, Gremlin. Do you know what I mean?
The process.
All right, there's the last words from your side, my man. What do you think is going to happen against Sheffield United this weekend? We are at home, by the way.
Yeah, well, Newcastle put 8 past them, didn't they?
We're not Newcastle, are we?
No, I know. It's a comparison. It's a comparison, right? So I'd be happy. Do you know what? I'd just be happy with a win. I'd be happy with a win.
Okay.
Simple as.
John, what do you think? What is going to happen, right?
What's going to happen? Sheffield United, bottom of the league. Yeah. 8-1 to Arsenal. There you go. Sorry, Blades, mate, but I think you're in for. I think we've got some pent up goals inside us, and I think that United keeper is going to be very, very busy Saturday.
Well, at the rate the other teams are going, we're going to need the goals.
It's going to be a Kai Havertz hat trick, yeah?
Depends who the ref is.
We won't need no VAR.
Seema, are you gonna change your prediction again?
Nah, I'm going to stick with it. 5-1.
Wow, 5-1.
Oh,
very conservative, Seema.
4-0. I'm going to go 4-0 Arsenal.
4-0. Yeah, I'm not gonna give a prediction because I'm not even sure if Ramsdale's gonna play. So,
well, that's what they won't. Arsenal could play without a keeper against him. Look, come on, mate. you can't go up there and win.
Hey, you played goalkeeper.
It'll be nice to see Emma Smith Rowe get good, some good few minutes. Vieira, they've been missing, so gives them a bit of a chance.
It's ideal opportunity to change a few players around, but I don't think Arteta will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emerson says, good show always. Need to come back and discuss more VAR decisions. For sure. I mean, there's so many things to discuss every week.
Oh, hang
there's
on.
Gonna be
Let me know in
there's
advance
gonna be controversial things. Yeah, no, definitely.
You need a whole day to sort it out, man.
Yeah,
we
no,
should all
definitely.
march past the VAR offices.
Yeah, guys, it was lovely to have you, Seema, Des, and John. Thank you. Also, we're recruiting a couple of more ladies. Myself and John were busy trying to recruit a couple of ladies for the Tuesday night show. So hopefully, there's another few faces going to be on here, especially the ladies. Seema, I've told Seema last week that the fans. The lady fans don't want to come on to these type of shows because they think the male fans think that they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, Seema has got so much insight about the game and how it's been said.
Seema can hold her own, mate.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've learned a lot from her last week. So she's got so much
Go.
insight about the game and that sort of thing. So the ladies, if there's any ladies out there that wants to get involved with the Choose the Nut show, obviously myself and John and Cannon Fodder TV, Alex, will be glad to hear from you. So you can reach out to Cannon Fodder, you can reach out to Guna Matters, and of course, yeah, let us know and we can get involved in streaming and make your
Ladies,
voice known as a female fan of Arsenal and have
ladies, come on.
have
Because as
old
Glenn
chatter
always
about
said,
Arsenal. Yeah, fully. Yeah.
You
ladies,
got to be able
as
to
Glenn
talk more
always said,
sense of
your
me
opinion
and
matters.
enforcer.
Uh, yeah, guys, we've coming into that. Thanks, Emerson. Thanks, Colin. Thanks, Alex, and everybody else that popped in and not said a word. But whoever's popped in, thank you for watching.
Yeah,
And yeah, let's wait for the not next week Tuesday, the following Tuesday. We will be back. And this was Cannon Fodder TV featuring Guna Matters. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you guys.